What's going on is Anton from antondaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. We about to cook up on the Millionaire Morning Show, and I think that it's going to be a phenomenal show today, right? I was watching this Terry Crews interview, and I think that I'm going to do a reaction to it inside of the Millionaire Morning Show because it actually comes back down to the money. And in this Terry Crews interview with Shannon Sharpe, shout out to Club Shay Shay. In this Terry Crews interview with Shannon Sharpe, he was speaking about all of the Hollywood actors that were complaining about how much that they were getting paid. Specifically, Shannon Sharpe brought up Terrence Howard and how he was saying that he only got like $12,000 or whatever like that. And Terry Crews absolutely crushed the myth behind people being entitled to whatever it is that they signed up for. Now remember, you signed up for it, meaning that you signed the contract, you understood what you were getting, and then you came back later and said, well, I don't like it, or I don't like how I'm being treated, and I'm worth more than they're paying me, but I can't get more. And then the market actually dictates that I am worth this, but I feel like I'm worth that. And you know, whenever I do a lead role, Taraji P. Henson, I don't necessarily sell out at the box office in the movies, or the production company loses money, but I feel like I'm owed more just because I did all of these roles. But conversely, when you look at a Samuel L. Jackson and the fact that he take roles and he take care of business and he on top of things and he stay working, and his value is based off of the fact that he shows it versus it being entitled to him, is a completely different conversation. But Terry Crews, he was actually appreciative. And it's some nuance in here, right? Nobody goes at Ice Cube and say, well, Ice Cube only paid this, or he required me to do it for free, or in Terry Crews' case, he was thankful for Ice Cube even giving him the opportunity to make $4,000. But more importantly, what it did was it put him on. It gave him more opportunities, and now he make big bank because he leveraged it not only to get more opportunities, but he found himself in a space where he was a person that people liked and that they wanted to work with him because of the value that he added and the fact that he was a cultural fit, right? Meaning that anybody that works with you, or don't nobody always want to deal with the complainer or the issue or the problem. And if we only seeing it in the optics level on one space, what does it really say about what your behavior is like behind the scenes, right? And he absolutely crushed it. And he talked about the fact that he was a security guard and he wound up getting on training day by being prepared and ready, and he was in the gym, and he leveraged his connects and his resources to even be on set. And then Antoine Fuqua walked up to him and said, hey, you want to be in a movie? Just take your shirt off and ice grill, but don't say nothing. And he did what he was supposed to do when he was on top of it. But obviously all of that transitioned into him being in the space that he's in now. The point that I'm making in this is that this can be translated to more than just the movies or music or content creation or any of that type of stuff, right? There's so much money to be made, but those opportunities are often at times going to pass you by because you feel as though, keyword feel, as though you're more valuable than you really are. I always see people complaining 100,000 times, publishers, writers, entertainers, actors, people in corporate America, oh my God, equal rights for equal pay, CEOs, people on the plant floor, factory, minimum wage workers, McDonald's worker. It was started off at $15 an hour. Now it's $25 an hour. Now they're proposing $50 an hour in legislation over in California. When will it end? And guess what? It won't. And even when you get somebody that says, oh yeah, you're worth more than that, and they legislate you to death, you're never going to see any kind of progress or growth because they pass that cost over to the consumer. The cost of doing business actually goes up. And then eventually you wind up being in the same position that you were because the value of your dollar don't go as far, and it goes just as far as it was going when it was $10 an hour as when it's $25 an hour, because the cost of living went up 300, 400% because you don't understand how money works and you don't understand actually how to negotiate what your value is by first showing that they can't live without you, right? But I see this entitlement mentality. I see it in the conversations when it comes to reparations. And listen, you can get mad at me as much as you want. I don't give a fuck because I'm already winning and I'm already understanding how the game plays, and I got over 8 sources of income, so it really doesn't make like a flying difference to me. But I'm trying to help the ones that actually can hear the message understand it a little bit differently, because I'm not necessarily talking to the minority in this situation. I'm talking to a small majority of the people that's gonna catch it and then leverage it and then ultimately make it do what it do. You know what most people need to do? They need to start a business. They should start a business. That'll teach you this lesson better than anybody that you're trying to convince to pay you more than you're really worth. Because when you start a business, you're your own boss. And the market is gonna dictate whether you're gonna be successful. Your margins is gonna dictate whether you're successful. And when you gotta pay employees, regardless of whether or not you bring in revenue, it's gonna change your perspective, because they get paid regardless of whether you sell one item or you sell 100,000 items. Now, here's the key. They're not gonna complain when you only sell one item and they sitting there and they don't have to do nothing for that particular day. But when you sell 1,000 items, they're gonna come back to you and say, hey, I'm worth more because you made this. They're gonna count your pockets. They're gonna try to figure out how much money you making, and they don't really understand the money because they don't understand the business costs. They don't understand your margins. They don't understand what it really costs in order to hire. They think that you buying the chicken for $1 and selling it for $2. They don't understand payroll taxes. They don't understand insurance and unemployment insurance. They don't understand the real cost of doing business, and your profit margin is little, and they trying to figure out how it is that you can give them more of your money, and you ain't even made money yet, even though you paying them for their services for an agreed upon amount. And then they came back and said, nah, we actually worth more than that because we felt like it, because we trying to figure out how much money you make. I was looking at all of the different actors that was a part of the actual good Marvel Cinematic Universe when it was good. And I was realizing that the Thors and all of those guys was literally getting paid a pittance when they first came into the cinematic universe, and the Captain Americas, and then they eventually got the big dollars because they had to prove, or the studio had to actually justify the cost that they was going to pay these people, because they couldn't guarantee whether or not they was box office or bankable or not. And you can see that with the latest Marvel movies, and that they all trash and they all going in the tank. And so the value of something is based off of what the consumer is willing to pay for it. But you don't learn that lesson until you actually start your own business, right? And so I think that most people should start their own business. I think that they should go to the table and put your own money up. Don't require no. You can't use somebody else's money to start your business. Mind your own business, meaning that invest in yourself and don't put all of the risk on somebody else. Put all of your own money into it. Figure out how you're gonna make money regardless, and how you can fit into the marketplace, and let the market determine whether or not you're gonna get paid. And then you come back and you tell me how much you're worth. And it's the same when it comes to all of these other conversations. I don't care what you talk about. Corporate America, oh my God, they should pay me more. The CEOs make this. The CEO's compensation is commensurate with the performance of the company. Amazon CEO last year didn't even get paid nothing hardly. Literally didn't get paid anything. So then they're gonna come back and they're gonna say, but he got made a whole bunch of money the year before. Yeah, because if the shareholders don't make money, and the board don't make money, and the company don't make money, then guess what? Then their value is zero, because when you make money, we make money. And so we want to incentivize you to continue to do the best job possible. But you don't want your pay tied to what they got going on over there, because you not sure if you're gonna get paid or not, but you still feel like you worth something. And so you tie what you feel like you're owed to whether or not you're looking at whether or not somebody else is getting money, or whether or not the company is performing. Well, if you want that, then make sure that you invest, because the stock market is free, right? Trades free for you to go and invest in on any platform. You can become a stockholder, you can become a shareholder, and you can actually vote on the direction of the company, or you can start your own company, or you can get a skill set that makes you invaluable, and then you can negotiate your pay and your equity to be tied to the performance of the company, which would then make you rich. But we don't want to have those conversations. See, you're not trying to figure out how to get money. You just trying to force other people to give you money based off of how you feel about yourself. And that's not gonna play. I'm not going for it. It's not my vibe. I'm not interested in even talking about it. And I think that people overvalue themselves often at times. And it's the same argument that we see from these single baby mamas. The value that they think that they bring to you is much different than what you looking at them as. And I have a preference. And because it's my company and because I can decide what your value is, I decide not to pay you or even do business with you because you bring no value to me and you're not willing to take in the losses. If I decide to lose or if I'm losing money on you, you still go home with your money. Ain't that it? Let me be quiet. Listen, I love you. I appreciate you. I'm curious as to what you guys think inside of the comments. I'm looking for the comments of the people that actually understand what I'm saying, but I'm also open-minded to the people that's communicating with me something different. I want to see what the sentiment of the people is. We didn't do after hours last night because, I had some software issues and stuff like that, but I had to get up super early today in order to prepare for everything, and I got an inspection to do and all of that, but you don't care nothing about that because the only thing that matters is whether I deliver. You don't care about my personal life or anything like that. And as a matter of fact, one of the complaints that I see a lot of times on this platform is people feeling like I talk too much about my personal life, but they don't even understand the fact that I came into this game talking about my personal life. It was a personal vlog, and I don't stop that just because you're uncomfortable. I love you. I appreciate you. I can't wait to kick it with y'all on Millionaire Morning Show and then after hours tonight. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.